So JayRadical, is that your stage name, JayRadical?
I guess. Stage name. It's not my real name, but
What's your real name?
Jared Finlayson.
Wow. What made you go to the radical?
Just a work colleague just called me JayRadical one day. I think they were having a go at me, but the name stuck, and I don't know, I just grew to like it, so I just took it. So, yeah.
Would you call yourself a leader? Are you a leader in your field?
I wouldn't say I like to follow, so while I'm still trying to work out what my field would be,
Yep.
I definitely do like to do things my own way. So if that means that people want to follow me, then feel free. But I definitely like to take knowledge that I've found from one place
Yep.
and see how I can apply it to things that I already do or enjoy or whatever.
You have a unique style. You have a fusion of different things, different interests. So what are those interests that you've got?
Well, I have always loved dancing.
What kind of dancing?
Predominantly b-boying, or as people might know it, breakdancing, or as some people who really don't know, rap dancing, they might think of it as.
The old rap dancing, eh?
Yeah, rap dancing. So yeah.
how long you been doing the b-boying for?
Well, very on and off for almost 20 years.
Wow.
When I think about it.
Okay.
It's not something that I've ever got particularly good at,
Okay.
because there's always been other responsibilities in my life.
Okay.
But it's something that as I get fitter and stronger and learn more about how to increase my flexibility and the strength of my joints and all those sorts of things, I'm going to try and add it in more and more, because it's not easy on the body. It's quite demanding.
Yep.
If you can think about anything, any sort of movement where you're spinning around upside down
Yeah.
against gravity, it's going to take its toll in some way. So you really have to be looking after your body if you don't want to end up decrepit early.
Mm-hmm.
You want to look after your body as well as you can before you commit to trying to dance.
So, 20 years of interest in b-boying. So what's kept it relevant to you? What brings you back? You said you had the, other obligations. What is it about b-boying that's kept your interest over? It's a long time. It's a lifetime, really. So what are some of the things that come to mind that have kept you there?
Well, I think about the first time I ever saw it, I was probably 5 or 6, and was in the lounge room, and I think we might have been watching Hey Hey It's Saturday or something
As we
like
all
that.
were, yeah.
And
Back in the day.
there were 3 guys on TV who I wouldn't be able to tell you who they were, but I probably know them now. But they were doing head spins and windmills and all sorts of power moves, which I'd never seen anything like it. I hadn't seen it in gymnastics, even though it was similar. I hadn't seen it, done by anyone before, and so I was just amazed.
What was the
Well,
amazing bit? What culture was it? Was it
Just
the actions, or was
I
it
guess
the-
it's I guess it's that thing where you see something impressive that you'd never thought of,
Right.
and here you go, someone's thought of how to move this way,
Right.
and it's not something people do naturally. Like, people don't walk and then when they fall down they discover how they can spin around heaps of different ways.
No.
Unless they fall down a million times. But that's the reason. I guess it's just so unique, and it's so impressive to me. I've just always been impressed by it, and I always thought, well, it would be fun to be able to do that too. It looks like fun, and when you can do it, it is fun.
Yeah.
So those times that I have been able to be consistent with practice and get better at certain things, for that time period, you do really enjoy it, because you get the result, you are able to do the movement, and it's a fun movement. You're throwing your body around in a way that's not, the human body isn't really designed for it.
Right. Right.
So
Is it like almost like an out of body experience? Is it like you're talking about it being a different use? Is there an experience there?
I would say it's very much the opposite of an out of body experience.
Sure.
I'd say it's a very in your body experience. It's
Wonderful.
like, if you can think of yourself as strapping yourself into some sort of giant robot and being the controller for it.
Wow, good analogy.
Like, that's kind of like how it feels, because it's like, how am I doing this? The first few times you get a new move or whatever,
Right.
because you think, it would be cool if I could do that move where I'm spinning around on one hand or whatever it is, but then you try it a few times and you see that you're getting a little bit better at understanding it,
Right.
and then you slowly get better at the move as well, and then you can do it for longer, and then all of a sudden you're doing it and you're like, wow, I can do this. And it's just it's exhilarating to be able to do it.
So the excitement for you is that it's something that you would not ordinarily come across, is it? So you like the uniqueness of it.
Yeah.
Now I know that you have also over that time been involved in martial arts. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So ever since I was a kid, I always loved Jackie Chan.
We all did.
His movies were entertaining. He was funny, and even though he was beating people up, it didn't really look like he was beating people up. It just looked like
There was never any
fun.
blood, was there?
No. But as I watched all his crazy moves, it's again that thing. How does he do it? How does he get his leg up that high and spin around?
Right.
How does he slide down the pole upside down and not hurt himself? And just finding new ways that are shortcuts that most people would hurt themselves.
Yeah.
But he's fine.
Right.
Like, he'd grab the outside of ladders and slide down the ladders, as opposed to stepping down the ladder
rungs,
as we're encouraged to.
Yeah.
But he would be fine. And obviously it's the sort of thing that would take understanding, time and practice to be able to do any of the moves that he could do. And then as I got older, I watched guys like Jean-Claude Van Damme, Bruce Lee, guys like this who just had such amazing ability with their body, but all directed by their mind, obviously.
Right, yes.
So they've obviously trained themselves, not just physically, but mentally, to be able to do these incredible movements with such precision and such artistry. Yeah.
So going back to that, the example you gave, it's a metaphor, the rungs of the ladder. And looking at Jackie Chan and he's using the outside of the ladder, and you said that's sort of not what we're taught. Is that something that you find in your life that, in a sense, you're not doing what you're taught, that you're sort of metaphorically going down the ladder by holding on in another way, exploring a different sort of avenue?
Well, it sounds exciting when you put it like that, I guess. I guess for me, people have always told me what my life would be when I get to their age. Everyone's always told me, when you get to 30, you'll be fat. You know, you'll have just you wait. You'll be fat just like me. They'd look at me and think, I don't know what they would think.
Yes.
But then they tell me not to be interested in that thing that I'm just talking to them about, because I'll hurt myself, my body will just betray me, and I won't be able to do it anymore, or whatever it is. People have always tried to discourage me from doing things.
What do you think they're motivated by to sort of take such a
maybe because they couldn't do things.
Okay.
They perceived that they couldn't, and so they just didn't, or they stopped.
Right.
I'm not really sure if it's that people feel that they want to put someone down. In a way, they might think that they're
protecting you, maybe.
Protecting you.
Yeah.
But the reality is, if I know that I will be able to do something, I'm the only one who can know that.
Yeah, that's true.
No one else can know that for me.
Right.
So why would I, if I already know something, if I know that I'll be able to do something, because I just know that I can.
Yes.
How can anyone else tell me that I can't? I already have the knowledge of how to, and all I have to do, the only thing I have to do is practice. That's it.
Yeah.
I already understand how to do the thing.
Right.
So why would I listen to someone who has no idea about the thing because they've never attempted it?
So, in your experience, why do other people, I know we can only speculate here, but why do you think that other people would hear the same advice as you and say, well, give the example of 30, well, yeah, I'm 30, I can't do this, I can't do that. Why do you think people are influenced to in a sense, not experience things for themselves? What do you think are the factors that people are listening? Because what you're talking about is something quite rare when you admit that you're really just not heeding these dire warnings of age-related consequences and...
Well, I would say that the things we see, the way we're brought up, it's all, everything about the way we are educated is all about protecting us.
Right.
It's all about wrapping us in cotton wool and bubble wrap.
Right.
So that by the time we reach adulthood, we wrap ourselves in cotton wool and bubble wrap.
Right.
As opposed to doing it the other way around, which would be unwrapping someone's bubble wrap in cotton wool and showing them that, look, life can be difficult, life can be hard, but focus on the things that you enjoy, focus on the people that matter to you, and just keep your focus on those things. Even if you do have to attend to other responsibilities, don't forsake your responsibilities. To the best of your ability, try and fulfill them. But at some point, always come back to those things that you have enjoyed.
What would you say to people? Say, look, Jared, I'd like to go cross-country skiing, but I'm in my 30s, I've got responsibilities. What happens if I went and broke my leg? And then we're off work and all this thing, it just catastrophises in that way. What would you say to someone that would like to do something, but yet they've got that cotton wool bubble wrap around them? fantasizing about what may or may not happen. What advice would you give them if you've got this?
Well, I think if anybody's ever unsure of themselves,
Mm,
because to me it just sounds like a person who wants to do something,
yes.
but they come up with a whole bunch of reasons as to why not.
Right.
They're just unsure of themselves.
Right.
Why would you break your leg? Would you break your leg because you don't have the skill to do the movements
Right. Right.
required to ski successfully down the hill?
Right.
Well, that's probably the case. So if you don't have the ability, but you really want to, then why don't you start at level one? Like
Right.
everyone's a beginner at some point. I
Right.
took lessons as a b-boy.
Right. Yes. Yes.
You know, I've never achieved the success at it. So I've never been really good at it, but I've always loved it.
Mm.
But I am better than I was, and I always will be.
Mm.
I've always been better than the beginner stage because
Yes.
I did the beginner stage.
Absolutely.
So I did the lessons, I learned all the basic movements. And so if I lose everything else, I can still do the basic movements.
Right. So you're a big believer in a maturation process within
Yeah.
a discipline.
Yeah. You can't go from I want to do that till you can do that without putting in thought, effort and time. You know,
So
without those things.
What do you say to people who are of the mindset of just fake it till you make it and just go out and just do it?
Well, I guess if that works for some people, that works for some people, but, you know, as you can see by a lot of people's examples in life, people that fake it in business tend to get some disastrous consequences because they didn't learn about all the steps they needed to take
Right.
before they embarked on their business venture.
Right.
Or whatever it was.
Yep.
Same with breakdancing. I mean, there's no way I would try and do the most difficult move I've ever seen without trying to learn at least the basic version of that move first.
Right. Right. Stepping stones.
Yeah, exactly. Because maybe some people can just go straight to the difficult thing and they're a natural born master. But for the majority of people, you have to learn and you have to put in the time. You know, and what I've noticed is a lot of people that are talented, at some point they stop doing those things anyway. And I don't know why, because for me, if I was talented with breakdancing, I'd be doing it all the time.
So you've been a coach in different disciplines. What are, if any, rules or principles do you like to instill in people when it comes to?
Well, it doesn't matter what you do. First of all, I can't do the work for you.
Right.
People have sometimes said to me, growing up when I started going to the gym or started dancing or whatever, you do anything physical, you're going to look more physical.
Right.
You know, like breakdancing is the sort of thing you can spend a lot of time upside down on your hands and upper body and whatever else.
Yep.
You also get more flexible, so you're going to achieve some sort of athletic look when you dance. So people would see that and think, oh, you go to the gym. And at the time I didn't really, but that's just what people assume because they've never actually gone and done the thing themselves. They've
Right.
never done the dancing, they've never done it. But people like to assume that either I can just do something
Right.
and that it was a natural talent,
Right.
or I must have some secret like that as to how I can do it.
So you're not a great, you see this a lot especially on the internet and so forth, that the secret to your, do you believe in secrets to success? Or?
No, I believe that success is, there's a lot of motivational speakers, especially at the moment, saying things about success being lots and lots of failures. But I wouldn't say that attempting something for the first time is ever a failure. Just because you don't get
right, I see what you mean.
the result that inspired you. You know, like, let's say that old expression, aim for the moon,
Yes,
you'll land somewhere
in the stars. Yeah.
somewhere in well, maybe at first you won't even get outside the atmosphere.
Yeah, good analogy. Yeah.
But with repeated tries, repeated understanding of, well, what can we improve? What can we change for the better for the next venture up into space, for the next venture to the moon? You know, how can we make our goal more precise? How can we use our time better to fit things in and get the work done, but also put the right stepping stones in place to achieve the result, to build the rocket, to whatever it is that you're trying to do. You've just got to do it.
So going back to some guiding principles or that you have with people that you coach and train, you spoke about that you can't do it for the person.
No.
They have to experience it. Is there anything else in that? Is there any other guiding principles that you, or rules or anything like that you try to instill with people who come and spend time with you?
Just that take it from me, having experienced procrastination. You know, I used to do a lot of procrastinating as a kid. Take it from me as someone who's also put in the time and got good results, like at the gym or with study. You know, I studied to become a personal trainer, and I knew that at some point I really wanted to finish the course.
Yes.
So I had to do the work. No one else could do the work because no one else, this was a specific qualification. I couldn't ask mum or dad to, oh, can you do this for me? Because they're not the ones studying the information, I am.
Yeah.
Right? So I have to do it.
Right.
So that is probably the most important thing for any people to understand doing anything, is that you want to do something, you do it. You can't ever expect someone else to do it and come back to you with the result.
Yeah. Well, the shortcut, it sounds like. Well, thanks, Jared. Thank you for spending this time with us on the hot seat. It's a pleasure to have you here, and we wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
We're going to do a podcast.